Dr. Martin. What? When?
Ben, what's the matter? Where are you going?
Hollister Square. My office is on fire. The office is on fire.
Ben, are you all right?
Everything's destroyed.
What happened?
Lori, I know you don't need to hear this after everything our family has been through these past few weeks. But Mr. Lasky died in the fire.
I just got around to mailing him a thank you note for the flowers he sent for Dad.
You know, I really don't know what I'm going to do now.
We're going to start all over, that's what.
I thought I had started over. My whole life was tied up in Hollister Square. Not just my career.
Your whole life?
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, not my whole life. But what about Mr. Lasky? I mean, he has lost his life for what? So Charles Carpenter can build a shopping mall?
Ben, look, I don't know what to tell you except that the Lord will work this out.
Yes, yes. I mean, you realize this is going to mean long, hard hours of rebuilding.
We can do it, Ben.
The rebuilding, sure, but I mean, how can I replace my diploma? I mean, the original from med school. And my desk? The one we picked out, remember? Worst of all, Carpenter has won. Whether he had anything to do with that fire or not, he has won.
It's almost 11 o'clock. Where's that phone call?
Would you relax? He said he'd call when the job was done.
Well, I hope you had the good sense to get a pro.
I thought you didn't want to know any of the details.
I don't, but I don't want any foul-ups either. I've had enough problems with this so-called project.
I can assure you that by tomorrow morning, your problems are going to all be over with.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Call for you, Mr. Webster.
Well, thank you. Thank you. This is Harold Webster. Any witnesses? All right, bye.
Well?
I'm afraid I got some bad news. Your Hollister Square, it's on fire.
That's the best bad news I've ever heard. Were there any witnesses?
None.
Good. How bad is it?
The whole place is up in flames. The fire truck's there, but they got there too late. By tomorrow morning, Hollister Square is going to be nothing but memories and ashes.
This called for a celebration. Waiter, let's have a bottle of your best wine, please.
Yes, sir.
Forget the cheesecake. Why don't you order Cherry's Jubilee? And Charles, we don't want to attract a lot of attention to us.
But I thought that's precisely why we came here. Didn't you tell me that if the police want to know where we were, we had to have the exact alibi, the perfect one?
And we do have the perfect alibi, but I think we still ought to be just a little cautious.
Here we go. Fine.
Your wine, sir?
Thank you, thank you. Good vintage, too, I hope. Yes, it is. That's good, thank you. Well, now, here's a toast to...
Ashes?
Harold, the beautiful part about this is that now that I've gotten rid of all those stubborn tenants, all I have to do is take the ashes and move them aside, and then I can start building my new mall.
I think you might be just a little suspicious if you started on that too soon.
I don't care. I've waited long enough. Nothing is going to stop my building. Nothing. Now, come on.
Hey, how do you want your eggs?
Sunny side up.
Oh. How about scrambled?
Okay, I'll take it.
Don't get up, don't get up. I'm fine. Fine, nothing I can't handle. There you go.
Thank you.
Well, the doctor said that you had to stay in bed and get plenty of rest, and you're gonna do that.
No, all this, I love you.
Yeah, well, wait till you start eating before you say that. Try it first.
Okay, here we go. Let me just cut it in half.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Eggshell.
Here, try the juice. It might be good.
I think you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, the cooking part I'm not too crazy about, but the rest I kind of like.
You're gonna be late for your 9 o'clock class.
Yeah, I'm thinking about skipping my 9 o'clock class.
Why? Take care of me?
No. Yeah. Take care of you.
Russ, I feel fine. The pain's gone. And besides, what if today's class is on how to deliver a baby? Would you feel like a fool if the time came and you didn't know what to do? Huh?
I'll fake it.
You'll fake it?
I'll fake it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I better go to class. But on one condition.
What?
You call Dr. Greeley.
Russ, I feel fine.
I am not gonna leave here until you promise.
Okay.
You mean that? Yeah, okay. Now you stay in bed, you hear? And just to make sure, here's the phone so you can stay in bed and when you call him.
At approximately what time did you arrive at Hollister Square, Dr. Martin?
I don't know. Laurie and I were asleep when I got the telephone call.
It was a little after 11.
Look, Lieutenant, I don't see the significance of the time I arrived at Hollister Square.
Well, in a case of this type, every detail is significant.
Then you do suspect that it was arson.
Well, I don't use the word arson unless I'm absolutely sure.
I can't believe anybody would do something like that.
Well, we'll know more about that, Miss Martin, as soon as we get the report back from the samples at the lab.
Samples?
Yes, it seems that your office area was the origin of the fire.
My office? Look, I don't understand.
Ben had the building inspected for fire safety before he moved in.
Well, that's really beside the point.
Well, what do you mean?
The flame patterns seem to indicate the fire resulted from the ignition of a flammable liquid. But, as I said, we'll know for certain when the samples get back from the lab. I'm also double-checking the elimination of all accidental causes, both mechanical and human error.
My husband's a very safety-conscious person, Lieutenant. He would never put the lives of his patients in jeopardy.
That brings me to another point, Doctor. Other than yourself and Ms. Martin, who else has access to your office after hours?
No one. We didn't even have a chance to hire someone from the cleaning service. Why do you ask that?
Because, judging from the points of origin of the fire, I'd have to say that the flammable liquid was strategically placed. And whoever placed them had to know your office both inside and out.
Macintosh, what is that? M-A-C, M-C, or just plain M? Miscellaneous, how about that? We'll file you under miscellaneous. Okay. Hollister Square, I'm sorry, Hollister Mall Development Corporation, may I help you? Yes, Mr. Beasley. I already left the message for Mr. Carpenter, I think. Yes, it's right here. I did, sir, and as soon as he comes in, that's right. Goodbye, sir. You impatient pig. Hollister Mall Development. Hello. I'm sorry. Hold, please. Hollister Mall. I'm sorry. Hold, please. Hello. I'm sorry. This is Hollister Development, but you're going to have to wait because you're the third person on the line. Just one moment, please. There. You're all on hold, and you can all just wait. Okay, it's cool. Hollister Mall, may I help you? Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry, sir, that you don't like waiting, but I don't either, but at least I'm not rude about it. I certainly will not. Hollister Mall, I'm sorry, I'll be right back with you. Hello? Yes, Mr. McIntyre. I was just looking over your file, that's right. Okay, yes, sir, I will tell him. Thank you so much, Mr. Miscellaneous. I'm sorry, Mr. McIntosh. Hello, number 3, I'm with you now, I'm ready. Hello? Hello? Hello, Hollister Development. I'm sorry, no, he isn't. Yes, I will. What is your name? Mr. Kelvin? Kelman. All right, Kelvin, would you please give me your number, please? I can't understand you. Would you please do it slower? 36. All right, 36. All right, I'll tell him as soon as you come in. I'm sorry, Mr. Kelman. Hold on just a moment. Hello, Hollister Development. I just met you. No, this is Hollister. I don't know. You should be more careful who you're dialing. Hello, Mr. Kelman. This is Mr. Kelman. Hello? Mr. Kelman, hello. Are you there, Mr. Kelman? Okay. Now you all know where you can go.
Well, I was a little later than I expected. But I trust you've taken care of everything.
Yes. Golly, Daddy, I didn't know public relations could be all this much fun. I really think we ought to thank Mr. Webster for the use of this office when he did.
Well, of course, it's just temporary, and I see that they put the new phone in. Oh, by the way, did Mr. Kelman return my call?
Yes, Mr. Kalman did, but I couldn't understand a word he said. I couldn't get his number. I tried, but...
Well, you
it
weren't
was...
rude to him, were you?
Of course I wasn't. I was very nice to him.
All right, well, now, may I have my messages, please? Is this all of them?
Well, give or take a few.
Miriam, I think you've been very sloppy about the way you handled this.
Well, I'm sorry, Daddy. My goodness, what do you think? I've been trying my very best. You've given me enough work for 10 people
Nonsense.
here.
A very efficient secretary wouldn't have any problems with this at all.
Okay, then why don't you just go out and hire a secretary?
Miriam, if you wish to continue working here, you're going to have to improve your office skills.
Well, maybe I just don't...
Well, you going to answer that?
Go ahead. Why don't you just answer it yourself?
I know, Phil, but how did I know they were going to spring this project on me, you know?
Look, Becky, we are talking New York. Now, do you know how many other bands would kill to get a chance like this?
Well, you guys can do it without me.
Look, if we could do it without you, we would have never let you in Summer Wind to begin with.
Well, I'm sorry. Look, I can flunk out if I don't pass this project in on time. I mean, it counts for my whole grade.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me you were dropping out of school anyway?
Yeah. Yeah, I did, but I have to pay a lab fee if I don't finish the course.
Well, can't you, I don't know, come on to the old professor or something?
Phil, I don't operate like that.
Okay, strike that. But I want you to know that the manager of this place has heard you on tape, and he specifically told me that he wants you to be there.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, like, what's it gonna be, huh?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Look, it should be in there somewhere, Mitch.
Nope. Afraid not. Oh, that old carpenter's sly one, isn't he? He's just like a swamp eel. You gotta put a hook in his mouth in order to keep him from sliding through your hands.
Yeah, well, haven't there been cases in the past where short-term leases have terminated?
No, son, I have checked. Oh, there was a case in 1912, but it got thrown out of the course. Today, these things are just standard. Yeah. Leases are automatically terminated upon total destruction of premises by fire.
Well, it was total, all right. No office, no equipment, no practice.
Well, now, your business insurance will cover you in terms of ongoing operations, but as far as your personal property policy is concerned, there is one possibility. Yeah, a floater. Your floater insurance should take care of 80% of your personal property losses.
Yeah. And next year, this time, they'll get around to mailing me a check.
No, it's not going to take that long, but it is going to be affected by how Mr. Slate comes along with his investigation. And believe me, if Charles Carpenter is found out to be behind this thing, he's going to be one sorry man.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. There's a possibility of getting away with something. Carpenter's the one to find it.
Well,
you know what bothers me the most, Mitch? It's not the loss of the office, as angry as that makes me. It's the death of Mr. Lasky. I mean, that old man not only lived in Hollister Square, but he was a patient of mine. A good man. He reminded me a little of my grandfather. And no amount of insurance money, or even a jail sentence for Charles Carpenter, will make up for his death.
Any back pains lately?
No.
Any overexhaustion?
No.
Becky, are you sure you've been getting enough rest?
Absolutely. Isn't this proof enough of that?
Well, it's proof, but whether it's proof enough is highly questionable. Becky, you know, Ben Martin called me about you long before I received your call. Now, why did you wait so long to get in touch with me?
I just didn't think it was necessary.
That's not what Dr. Martin told me.
Okay, Dr. Greer, I've been a little tired lately, but isn't that normal for a normal pregnant lady, huh?
Becky, have you been doing anything at all in outside activities that would cause you to
Dr. Greer, you
overtire?
sound like Russ. All of a sudden, everybody's making such a big deal over this pregnancy.
Well, it's because you're not taking care of yourself.
Come on, I'm doing everything you told me. I'm still on the diet that you gave me before.
Yeah, that reminds me. I have another one here for you.
Another one?
Yes, and it's in addition to the first one.
Great. All I need is more milk and cheese.
Well, look, you and Russ want a healthy baby, don't you?
Yeah. Of course we want a healthy baby, but what about me? You know, I was just beginning to know myself, you know? I was just beginning to like myself. I kind of like myself for what I am and everything that I can do, not just what somebody else can do for me.
Becky, now look. Those are very good feelings to have about yourself. But at this particular point in your life, the most important thing is that child. Or else there won't be any child. And you could jeopardize your own life in the process.